Hello and welcome to BitBoy Crypto. I am your host, BitBoy. We make videos on this channel every single day. We'd love for you to become part of the Bit Squad by clicking the subscribe button. Okay, so let's jump into the news. First we'll look at the markets on CoinMarketCap.com. The market cap is at $297 billion. Bitcoin dominance is 47.4. So the market cap has dipped just a little bit over the last few days, remaining under 300 billion, and Bitcoin dominance right now is sitting at 47.4, so it's actually gone up a little bit. So the actual price of Bitcoin right now is $8,204. It's been really in some sideways action around 8,200 for the last couple of days. Now, why is that important? Well, one thing that we see is when Bitcoin has sideways action, a lot of times we look at that as negative, but what that actually means is the volatility has decreased for at least a period of time. And so often after a period of decreased volatility, what we'll see is some big movement. So it's either one way or the other. Because of everything going on right now, I do expect a big move upwards here pretty soon. I think we'll probably be around 8,500 by the end of this week. I think that's almost a safe bet in my opinion, not financial advice. So let's look at some of the other projects. Of course, a lot of stuff is stuck, kind of not doing much, but we do have some that are doing well. Chainlink is up. Ken up 15%. Bitcoin Gold, Tron, 10x. We've got a lot of gainers today in the 0 to, about 5% range. And as far as losers of the day go, a lot of these are off of corrections. So ELF is on a correction from a spike it had earlier. Pivx has been on a climb, is going back down a little bit. Digibyte, we've just seen a lot of up and down action from it recently, mostly upwards over the last couple of months. Binance Coin also on a bit of correction, and then it goes down from there. Okay, so let's jump into the news. We had this tweet from Vitalik Buterin. He says, I think there's too much emphasis on Bitcoin, ETH, whatever ETFs, and not enough emphasis on making it easier for people to buy $5 to $100 in cryptocurrency via cards at corner stores. The former is better for pumping action, but the latter is much better for actual adoption. Yes, I agree with this 100%. However, one way that I believe we're going to get to adoption is through the price pumps. So obviously everyone was interested in Bitcoin because when the price goes up and more retail investors come in, that means that the interest is higher. So when the interest is high, people are, that's why everyone's YouTube channels exploded in October and December. What about us April people? Show us some love. But, I think that that's really important for the interest. We've seen the Google searches for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin increase lately, which is good. So I think it's just kind of like we need one for the other. The only way we're going to get to adoption is by the price going up and people getting interested. So let's look at this story. Crypto exchange HitBTC criticized for suspending user accounts for months. And I just want to do this as like a public announcement, a PSA, if you will. Stay away from HitBTC. Sometimes you might find a coin that you want to invest in, and the easiest market to enter for that coin would be HitBTC. Stay away from it. There have been so many problems. John McAfee has had a lot of problems with it. Not to say he's, the end-all be-all of cryptocurrency. I think he's good for crypto. I don't know if he's a great guy, but, he has had a lot of problems with it on behalf of people that have sent him messages. He's spoken on their behalf as well. And it's just a sketchy exchange. I remember back in December, I was wanting to invest in, I think one day, like the price of Tron was a lot higher on HitBTC than the other exchanges. And so I wanted to buy some Tron on one exchange and then send it over there, see if I could arbitrage a little bit and make some money. And I had problems signing up for an account. And I was glad that I did because after I wanted to do it, I was doing things backwards back then. Instead of doing the research, I tried it first. And I'm glad I couldn't do it because then I started researching and so many people had so many problems with it. And it's just continued. Now here we are, July. People have been having problems with HitBTC for about a year. So honestly, I would just steer clear of that exchange if I were you. So next story about Stellar. IBM confirms adoption of Stellar on the rise. How will it affect the coin? There's been a lot of news about Stellar lately, stemming from part of their partnership with IBM. They've made a bunch of new partnerships and collaborations. They also have a stable coin that is coming out. Their platform is really on the rise. And this is a project that I'm getting more and more bullish on each and every day. Then, of course, we have the announcement that you know, it's probably going on Coinbase in my opinion. I would say definitely, but it's one of the coins that Coinbase is investigating to put on. So this is one you really want to keep your eye on, I believe, and it would probably be worth a pretty good investment, in my opinion, not financial advice. Ripple, XRP is on a roll. Weiss Ratings and WireX listing give the coin a boost. So once again, based on the Coinbase announcement, the price of XRP actually went down because people thought that it wasn't going to go on Coinbase, and then Coinbase came out and said they were going to add securities, and then they said, well, maybe we're not actually going to be able to do that. But in any case, or any stretch of the imagination, that was a hit for XRP. Well, it's starting to recover. It's had some good news. The Weiss Ratings actually conducted a poll, and people said that they wanted XRP to be the coin used to move different cryptos in between, or to move value between different exchanges. I thought that was really interesting. My first opinion on that is just that the XRP community is very passionate and drove that. I don't think that's probably what your average crypto person thinks. Maybe it is. But there's been a couple polls that Ripple has shown up very nicely on, and XRP has as well. So that's been good for them. WireX is a wallet, I believe, that they're going to be getting on as well. So, you know, it's just very interesting to see everything that's going on with XRP right now. A lot of stuff is up in the air. They're facing a couple lawsuits, but at least they do have some good news coming out recently, and we'll just really have to see what happens and where this project goes. Okay, so I found this Medium article about NKN. NKN was actually a project that I was not familiar with, but I have seen it all over Twitter, people using the hashtag and things like that. So I wanted to check this article out. And basically the article is explaining to people that they have been narrowed down out of one of 5 projects on Binance that are possibly going to get listed due to a vote. You have to spend 0.1 Binance coins to be able to vote for the project. So that's equivalent to about $1.50. So you have to kind of put your money where your mouth is here if you want to get in on this and vote for NKN. So we'll talk about the other coins in a second, but what is NKN? This is just a quick rundown of the project. Basically, the internet has problems, net neutrality, net utilization inefficiency, deficiency of today's SDN, and they're working on changing the network and the business model of the internet. They're going to do it through consensus, proof of relay, which is basically just a way that passes information through nodes, and then tokenized connectivity. So what they're saying here is they want to be a new internet, but of course they can't just say we want to be a new internet because everybody's saying that from Tron to Elastos. What they're saying is we want to be more than a new internet. So basically where everything is connected, it feels like the more connected we all are, really the more disconnected we are. So I don't know how much this will help with our larger world issues. But if you're interested in doing this, you can find this article, How to Vote for NKN for Binance Community Coin of the Month. This is their information on CoinMarketCap. Right now it's coming in at 231 with a market cap of about $28 million. The total supply is 700 million, so that's not too bad. But if you look at the markets, it's very small where you can get in on it, either Switch.io or Gate.io. So getting listed on Binance would be absolutely huge. Now, right now, it's currently coming in second place with 31% of the vote. Mithril, which we'll look at in just a second, is actually leading the vote at almost 47%. But if you look at the actual vote numbers, it's actually not that far of a race. And of course, you can use more than one coin to vote with, or more than 1.1. So that's why you have a lot of votes, but not that many voters. But if you look at the number of voters, they're really not spread out that far. I feel like this is really the number that makes the biggest difference. So I don't know. Can they win? Can they pull a comeback? I don't know. Nobody thought Donald Trump was going to win, and he won. So who knows? Maybe NKN can take over Mithril. But speaking of Mithril, their founder called Binance's CEO the second coming of crypto, which I just thought this was kind of funny. We just mentioned Mithril yesterday about how it seems to be floundering a little bit. Or no, I'm sorry, that was Mixon, not Mithril. But, you know, the CEO of Mithril came out and basically said that in an interview with Box Mining that CZ is one of the most incredible guys. And he said that while he's the founder of Mithril and the CEO, that he feels like when he talks to CZ, he feels like an idiot. He doesn't even feel like he's in the same world because CZ is so much more intelligent than him. Of course, CZ, the humble guy he is, came out and made this tweet and basically said he got the wrong impression from me, and that implying that he's not, as great as he thinks he is. But, that's what a good humble person would say. So just very interesting to see these two titans of crypto talking about each other. I do believe, obviously, this is true. I do believe CZ is the second coming of crypto, if you will, in a way. I think Binance is the leader of the crypto movement, and it's only going to get bigger. I think we're looking at probably the next Apple with Binance, or Facebook, however you want to say it size-wise. I believe Binance is going to be a top 10 business in the entire world, probably within the next 2 years, if not even sooner than that. So, I mean, they've gone from 0 to $1 billion in a year, and with crypto set to explode in the next few years, there's really no telling where it can get to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you would want to become part of our community. Don't forget to comment, like down below. That way you can get entered into our $500 Bitcoin giveaway. Until next time, BitBoy out.